In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. O Allah, knower of the unseen and the seen, creator of the heavens and the earth, Lord and sovereign of all things, I bear witness that none has the right to be worshipped except you. Respected elders, dear brothers and sisters, and honorable guest, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I am honored and humbled to welcome you all and present Peace and Harmony Center, which is our very own and very close to our heart. Peace and Harmony Center, a non-profit organization established to advance the religion in accordance with the doctrines, observance, and practice of the Islamic faith. The journey of the center started in 2012, incorporated in 2016, and today we are here. Alhamdulillah. We have programs, we have operations of our Musalla, then we have educational programs, we have lecture series, and we have also some other community activities that we're doing for the last few years. The first thing that we started here, the place of worships, Musalla, to meet the needs of the Muslim population of the Southwest, Brampton, Peace and Harmony Center opened the Hamim Musalla. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as we are able to perform 5 daily prayers, Jummah prayers, and also we are able to perform drop-in prayers. The Musalla also hosting the community events, classes for adults and the children, and youth activities. Statistics and our experience suppose that we are growing, alhamdulillah. It is an immense pleasure to share with you that we are growing in this part of Brampton. During the Ramadan, we organized Taraweeh prayers. It is also to accommodate the participants from the community. We had to rent the nearest school gymnasium, which was a great success, alhamdulillah. But we are looking for a place for our own, that we can accommodate all of us, all together. We thank to the Peel District School Board. It is also a leadership opportunity for our youth to lead the prayers. Young people, they lead our prayers. MashaAllah, it was wonderful to hear them. We had also organized Eid prayers at El Dorado Park. It was a true community event that reflected the spirit of unity. That is beautiful to see that we have shared our joy with all of us. Religious education. Peace and Harmony Center has been offering Quran classes, Arabic language training, and Islamic studies to our children. Those were our futures, and also adults by experience, dedicated teachers and volunteers during the weekend and after school. Lecture series, to enlighten our minds and souls, we have organized different lecture series. I just mentioned a few of them. We have 15 lectures on light of faith, foundational principles of Islam, by our own brother, Shoaib Mansouri, who is sitting here with me. So it was a brilliant opportunity to learn the core tenets of our Islam in an interactive way. It was really beautiful to learn and to know more about our faith. We believed in our continuing learning. That's why all 15 lectures are available in our YouTube channels. Please go and have a look. I'm sure that it will be a wonderful experience. The Pearl from the Quran, a systemic tafsir of the last part of the Quran by Brother Shuaib Mansouri, a study of word-to-word translation for a greater appreciation and understanding of surahs. Also to study the background and the rich history of those surahs. We are also very much attached with the community and the current issues. Our religion teaches us about sharing, about fair sharing, taking care of our neighbors, taking care of the environment, to engage in the community, support the needy at home and around the globe. Also, we are committed and we are involved to keep our city clean and safe, food drive, blood donation, tree plantation, winter show and cloth drive, friend of the earth. Also, the center has been providing opportunity to high school students in completing 40 hours. As you know, that it is a part of their graduation certification in community development. And we are encouraging our parents that if you need, please share this information with your kids. So, our contribution that we also contribute, as we all know that there was a systemic genocide in Rohingya, and we have donated $14,000 to IGNA Canada to match with the federal government commitment, and that was all from your support. We have donated $4,000 to Somali Relief Network for drinking and pure water in the poor communities in Somalia. That was alhamdulillah, that was a wonderful sharing our wealth with our brothers. Also, we have contributed to the mosque. Here to share with you, all of you, that we are planning to secure a place, a land to build a mosque. As I say that we are growing. We're growing, and mashallah, we have a need of that. So we have planning to have our very own place. So short term is that continuing our operation with our Musalla. This is our short term. Medium term is that to expanding our Musalla to accommodate more. Sure that inshallah we'll be able to do that. Our sincere thanks to all of you for supporting us. Finally, to our Lord, to our Creator, please help us to remember you, give thanks to you, and worship you in the best manner. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakumullahu khairan for the presentation, Brother Shameen. I would now like to call upon a brother to give us a presentation on Parkinson's disease. Brother Shabir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm not an expert on Parkinson's, so I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding. I represent an organization called World Parkinson's Program, and we are asked all the time that why there's a need for such an organization, where there are a lot of organizations out there, they are doing some work for people with Parkinson's. I call it people with Parkinson's because they're people first and then Parkinson's later. Basically, here is a neurologist who is very humble. When you meet him, you might not even think that he's such a well-known neurologist. He's from our community. His name is Dr. Abdul Qayyum Rana. And we are volunteering with the organization. I have another colleague of mine, his name is Nadeem Hussain, who's also here. The only reason I wanted to come to stage for maybe just 2 minutes to tell you that our organization is one of the organizations in the world that is doing something which is very different than any other organization out there. There are a lot of organizations that are doing a lot of research for people with Parkinson's, which is very important. Don't get me wrong, research is very important. But these people who have Parkinson's, they need medications. And without medications, they can't get up from their bed. Even simple things like buttoning or brushing their teeth can be really, really a task for them. So Dr. Rana started this organization back in 2008. His goal was, can we really just give medication to these people so they can really do the chores? A lot of these people, they're living in the neediest communities in the most remotest areas of the world, in Africa, in Asia, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and these people are not able to afford their medication. So we started this program. The reason I wanted to come up here is because we have a dinner this place on November 24th. So we would really request all of you to please buy the tickets and really join this. We are all 100% volunteers. We don't take any money from the organization. We try to support as much as we can also. And we would really appreciate if you can come and you can join us on November 24th, which is a Saturday. And again, we just provide medication support for people with Parkinson's. I'm going to invite Dr. Rana. I know Dr. Rana wasn't even expecting that as well, but please come up here. And Dr. Rana has written, gosh, I can't even read that many books in my life, like 14, 15 books on Parkinson's, and he has published heavily 400 or more papers on Parkinson's. So I'm going to give it to Dr. Rana to talk a little bit about Parkinson's, because when he's here, if I'm talking about Parkinson's, as if I'm taking a torch and then, you know, showing to to the sun. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm sure everyone knows who was the most famous boxer of human history. One person can raise his hand. Yes, Muhammad Ali. So Muhammad Ali was the most famous boxer of human history. Not only a most famous boxer, he was one of the most famous athletes. And we all feel very proud of him. He was a great human being. He was never defeated inside the ring. And he suffered from Parkinson's disease for 35 years. He was struggling day and night. And a person who could never be defeated in the ring, eventually he was defeated by this disease. Parkinson's disease is a disabling neurological condition. Parkinson's disease affects cells in the brain which produce a chemical called dopamine. So these neurons which produce dopamine, they start dying slowly, and a person even does not realize that these neurons are dying. So when a person develops these symptoms, about 50 to 60% of the neurons are already dead. So what happens, there is a lack of this chemical dopamine in brain, because dopamine helps with our movements, therefore our movements become very slow. Although it seems like one disease, but if you compare this with other neurological diseases or even other diseases which affect other systems of human body, say a person has heart disease. A person who has heart disease will have chest pain, they may have shortness of breathing, they may have trouble walking fast. A person who has prostate cancer, right, they may have trouble urinating, or they may have to go to washroom at night time multiple times. But a person with Parkinson's disease, he has almost every system of human body affected with this disease. The symptoms of this disease were first described by a person, James Parkinson. He was a British physician. He wrote an essay in 1817, about 200 years ago, which he named Shaking Palsy. In this essay, he wrote the symptoms of 6 patients. So this disease, because it helps our because it affects our movements, so we divide the symptoms into the movement-related symptoms, but there are many non-movement-related symptoms, which we call non-motor symptoms. The movement-related symptoms, I'm sure some of you might have seen patients with Parkinson's. Anyone on this side has seen a patient with Parkinson's or knows someone with Parkinson's? Anyone on this side? I'm sure, right? So the people with Parkinson's, they have shaking or tremor, which usually affects their hands or legs when they're sitting, and it shakes this way. Then they develop slowness of movements. They can't brush their teeth, as Mr. Raza Qazi was mentioning. They have trouble doing buttons or tying their shoelaces or dressing, and this slowly worsens. Then their balance is affected. They start falling and they develop stiffness. So these symptoms progress, but in addition to these symptoms, there are many other symptoms, such as their memory is affected. They have trouble remembering names of people. They have trouble sometimes recognizing people. They will repeat the same question again and again. They get drooling. Their saliva falls out of their mouth. So when they are in social gatherings, such as today, people don't like to sit close to them, or sometimes even their relatives, they feel socially affected, and these people develop trouble with speech. So they are told to be repeated multiple times. Their speech becomes soft. Their speech becomes difficult to be understood. These people have trouble signing. Their handwriting becomes very small. They have trouble with sleep, so they can't fall asleep at night time. Sometimes they sleep and they wake up multiple times and they can't fall back to sleep. So slowly they develop numbness, tingling, pain in their arms, legs. Their bladder becomes hypersensitive. They have to go to washroom multiple times. So as the disease progresses, the symptoms become worse and worse. If these people take medications on regular basis, so for several years, they can have a very close to a normal life. But if they don't take medications, what happens? These people become slow and they become stiff. Their posture becomes stoop-like forward. Their hands and fingers become like this curled, and they have trouble walking. Their stride becomes short. Their gait becomes very slow. And slowly, if they are not treated properly, then they become bedridden, they become dependent upon other people, and they start inhaling their own saliva. They get pneumonia, which is the most common cause of death. With the help of medications, of course, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these patients, with the help of medication, they can live up to many decades. As you know, Muhammad Ali, he struggled for 35 years with Parkinson's, but before 1967, when there was no medication, these patients used to live between 5 to 8 years. So we can imagine that with the help of the medications and supportive services, these patients can have a close to normal life, at least for first 10, 15 years, and still afterwards, they can have a reasonable quality of life. So keeping this in mind, there are millions of patients affected with poverty. They are not able to afford medications, so we started this organization. Our organization mainly provides medications to patients who cannot afford medications. There are lots of patients in Canada, US, India, Pakistan, and you name it. In every country, in every society, poverty is very common. So one person's medications, one patient's medication, it costs around $50. Somewhere $50 to $75, depending upon where the patient is. So what we request people as a sadaqah, Sheikh will tell us more. You know, the book says that if you go and visit a sick person in the morning, then from morning to evening, 70,000 angels make astaghfar for you. And if you go at night time, from night to morning, 70,000 angels will make astaghfar for you. In this case, you are becoming a means of treatment of someone. A person who cannot make salah, he cannot make wudu, he cannot do their daily chores. You are helping them to get their life back to close to normal. So you can imagine how much reward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you. So what we request as a last request, that every family should sponsor the medications of one patient, which is about $50 a month, $600 a year, because these patients have to take medications for lifelong. So we request people to sign pledges as a sadaqah, and they will get the reward. So in this regard, inshallah, there will be program, as Mr. Raza Qazi mentioned, on November 24 in the same hall. We request everyone to join, and the information about the program, we have the tickets, and also Sister Saima Siddiqui and the brother is there, so they can give more information and the tickets. Jazakallah khair for your attention. Assalamu alaikum.
Maulana for the enlightening presentation on Parkinson's disease. I'd now like to call onto the stage a very well-known name across the globe, Qari Saad Nomani. He is dubbed 99 Qaris in one man. MashaAllah, for his gifted ability and style of being able to recite like many world-renowned, well-known scholars and reciters and imams, especially of the Haramain. So without further ado, Qari Saad Nomani.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. إن الذين يؤذون الله ورسوله لعنهم الله في الدنيا والآخرة وأعد لهم عذابا مهينا. والذين يؤذون المؤمنين والمؤمنات بغير ما اكتسبوا فقد احتملوا بهتانا وإثما مبينا. يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك وبناتك ونساء المؤمنين يدنين عليهن من جلابيبهن ذلك أدنى أن يعرفن فلا يؤذين وكان الله غفورا رحيما. لئن لم ينته المنافقون والذين في قلوبهم مرض والمرجفون في المدينة لنغرينك بهم ثم لا يجاورونك فيها إلا قليلا. ملعونين أينما ثقفوا أخذوا وقتلوا تقتيلا. سنة الله في الذين خلوا من قبل ولن تجد لسنة الله تبديلا. This was my person tune. Now inshallah in the voice of Shaykh Mahir al-Mu'ayqili Hafidahullah, the famous Imam of Haram Makki Sharif. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. الشيخ حسين بن عبد العزيز آل الشيخ حفظه الله from Masjid النبوي الشريف. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. الشيخ مشاري راشد العفاسي from Kuwait. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الشيخ أحمد العجمي حفظه الله from Saudi Arabia. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم. الشيخ Ali bin Abdul Rahman al-Hudayfi Hafidahullah from Masjid al-Nabawi al-Sharif, the most senior Imam of Haramain al-Sharifain. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا ورابطوا واتقوا الله لعلكم تفلحون. الشيخ سعد الغامدي حفظه الله from Saudi Arabia. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها. الشيخ سعود بن إبراهيم الشريم حفظه الله from Masjid al-Haram. الشيخ سعود الشريم حفظه الله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إن الذين سبقت لهم منا الحسنى أولئك عنها مبعدون لا يسمعون حسيسها وهم فيما اشتهت أنفسهم خالدون لا يحزنهم الفزع الأكبر وتتلقاهم الملائكة هذا يومكم الذي كنتم توعدون. Finally, Sheikh Abdul Rahman al-Sudais Hafidahullah from Masjid al-Haram. With takbirat, inshallah. I will try because actually the sound system is not perfect for the recitation, but I'll try my best, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين يوم نطوي السماء كطي السجل للكتب كما بدأنا أول خلق نعيده وعدا علينا إنا كنا فاعلين ولقد كتبنا في الزبور من بعد الذكر أن الأرض يرثها عبادي الصالحون إن في هذا لبلاغا لقوم عابدين وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا ولك الحمد جزاكم الله خير بارك الله فيكم
Jazakumullahu khairan, Sheikh Saad Nomani. It's always a pleasure to listen to you, and it really brings about an amazement on how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed you the capacity to do this. It actually reminds me of my own childhood. When I was a little kid, I was fascinated by all of these reciters, and I would try my best to copy them. But that was something that left me as I grew up. But mashallah ta'ala, it's wonderful. Listen to all of the various recitations, and I hope all of you have a renewed love for the Quran. I would like to call upon the stage Sheikh Ayman Al-Tahir. Sheikh Ayman Al-Tahir is a very well-known figure in the GTA community. He is a registered psychotherapist and a counselor, a marriage and a family counselor, and he has been a counselor with the Sick Kids Hospital that many of you are familiar with in Toronto since 1997. So it's been over 2 decades that he has been with them, mashallah ta'ala. He's been doing astounding work in the community, and he is a very well-known speaker as well, a khatib, and mashallah, I can go on and on and on. I would like to call upon Sheikh Ayman Al-Tahir to the stage. All of you, if you could kindly direct your attention to your table, there should be a pledge form. A pledge form that looks something like this. If you do not have it on your table, then there are volunteers who you can call in order to get these pledge forms. And the way the pledge forms works, it's very self-explanatory. It has a place for your name and your address, as well as the method of payment that you intend for the donation to be taken out from your account, either through check or credit card or auto withdrawal, and also the frequency with which you wish to make the donation. Is it going to be one time, bi-weekly, or monthly? There are also bank details that you can put on there. And if, again, you have filled up your form, then you can raise up your hand and call the attention of the volunteers, inshallah ta'ala, to come and take the forms from you. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He opens our hearts tonight, that He causes us to, inshallah, spend in His path after you've seen all of the wonderful work that Peace and Harmony Center is involved in. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from every one of you. Barakallahu fikum, Shaykh Ayman.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وتجعل الحزن والصعب إذا ما شئت سهلا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. I would like first to start by thanking Allah Azza wa Jalla the Mighty for allowing us to be here tonight and giving me the chance to be involved with this beautiful project that I pray to Allah the Mighty to make it solely for His sake. And this is what I would like us to start with our night or our event, to make sure that our intention inside our hearts, that this is what brought us here tonight, is solely to please the Mighty, to be able to do something for our real life, because eventually, no matter how long we live in this dunya, we're eventually going to be leaving. And I wanted to express my gratitude and thank, an excitement for being, next to a big sheikh like Sheikh Saad, and how, mashallah, Allah blessed him with the Quran. And as he was reciting the Quran, what came to my mind, the ayat from Surah Fatir, in which Allah the Mighty says, إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور. This is indeed the most profitable business one can do with Allah Azza wa Jal, to be from Ahlullahi wa Khassatihi, to be from the people of the Quran. I have a soft voice, bear with me inshallah. So there is nothing more profitable, nothing more joy to the dunya and more beneficial to the akhirah than to be from the people of Allah, to be from the people who serve the book of Allah. And as we can see from the project that was presented to us tonight, we're seeing an inception for a project that will help us to create more people like our guest speaker, our guest qari, and to help them be able to identify with themselves as Muslimin who are familiar and rooted in their deen. And I'm hoping, and this is what I'm inshallah urging us all together to think about, why we need to build masjids. We need to build masjids so that the masjid is going to be a sanctuary, a safe haven for our children, for our teens, to be able to come and seek refuge in, so that they're able to connect with the imams. So the imams will welcome them and open their heart for them and help them to adopt the Quran as a system of living. Alhamdulillah, we need to have masajid all over the cities in which Muslims are living. Alhamdulillah, Mississauga and Brampton South is one of them. We need to have these masajids to be constructed, because we need to have the physical construction of these buildings, and we need to have these masjids also facilitated with the necessities that are needed for them to be able to function properly, so they're able to serve the community, so they are able to raise the new generation to be a generation that is rooted in their deen, know what they're created for, know what their purpose of living in this part of the world, know that Allah Azza wa Jal have given them an assignment to be a dua to this society in which they're living in, and that could not happen haphazardly. By the way, do you believe Islamophobia and rise? If you don't, you're living in illusion. Brothers, sisters in there, if you do not know that Islamophobia and the rise, you're living in illusion. Wake up to the reality. Islamophobia is a crisis. We should be awake and alert to Islamophobia. It is real, it is happening. And the victims of it primarily are the sisters who are in the other hall and the young people. And I've said it many times, and I will continue to speak about it. And what's exciting is this brother who's now, mashallah, professional, doing this work to serve the community, is one of the teens that I had in my youth group about 20 years ago. And I said, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, it did work. It did work. And I don't think why it would not work with this new masjid we have, with the imams we have, and with the work of the community. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he first started by building the masjid in Medina. And the masjid was not only a place of worshiping like other faith background where they congregate in certain hour of one day of the week and they dismiss and they go home after that. No, that's not what the purpose of the masjid. The purpose of the masjid is to serve as a masjid, a place of worshiping, as a community center, as a learning institution, as a mental health facility that serves those who are in need for support, so they're able to reconnect with their roots and get the spiritual support needed, so they're able to deal with their challenges in their life. So that we do have many expertise in our community who are able to offer the best of what they have to others around them in the community, so that our community will flourish and be able to be the best community that serves the society in which we're living in. And this is something that we have to acknowledge and be mindful of and aware of. We're part of this society and the country in which we're living in, which we love so much, that's called Canada. And we need to serve and be served and be members of this society in which we're living in. And that could only be done if we were to have an institution that really have the ability to do that. And I love the name, Peace and Harmony. That's what we need. We need peace and harmony with ourselves and with the community and with the society in which we're living in. I'm told that, we have the Honorable Patrick Brown with us tonight, which I've met and we know each other from before, and I think his time is tight, so we would like you to come and say a few words before it gets too late for you.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I want to say to the Peace and Harmony Center, congratulations on this fundraiser tonight. I think it's a beautiful expression of support from the community that you have so many people here. And my friends Amjad Iqbal, Nasir Shah, and me and Nadeem said this is an event you want to come to show your support. And I understand that the fundraiser in the center could end up in Brampton, and I hope to be a Brampton mayor that's there to cut the ribbon and celebrate, inshallah, your success with this project. Having attended your masjid, I know that the people that there are all about community, all about Brampton, and the fact that you're fundraising for such a great cause, I think, is a beautiful thing. I want to touch upon one thing that was mentioned during the introduction. Now it's said, it's important to have friends who will stand up against Islamophobia at a time when there's heightened levels of Islamophobia. As you know, a few years ago, I was the only conservative leader in the country that supported the motion condemning Islamophobia, and I did so because hate is hate is hate, and I did so without hesitation. Now that I'm out of partisan politics, I can tell you, anywhere I see in Brampton examples of Islamophobia, of course I will denounce it, and I will stand proudly with my brothers and sisters from the Muslim community. And frankly, I think we saw an example of that last week. During the mayoral campaign, some of my political adversaries put out a photo on Facebook. There was advertised photo on Facebook with the imam from the Makki Masjid saying, how can Patrick stand with Muslims like this? And Rebel Media put a big story on it. You guys have heard of Rebel Media? And sometimes you can tell the character of a man by who their enemies are. And when Rebel Media doesn't like you, that means you're walking the right path. When people who preach hate don't like you, that means you're walking the right path. And do you know what I did when they made that big issue of me going to Makki Masjid? They had this big ad all over Facebook attacking me. Last Friday, 3 days before the election, they put an ad all over Facebook, all over Brampton, targeting people who weren't from the Muslim community, trying to say, who is Patrick Brown? So this week, the first masjid I went to go to was the Makki Masjid, to say, I don't back away from examples of hate. I don't back away from people who try to preach Islamophobia. If they want to preach Islamophobia, I'm going to go and hug the person being attacked to show my affection and show my love. And because that's who we are as Canadians, right? Canadians are proud to stand. It doesn't matter which God you worship, where you come from, what the color of your skin is. Part of who we are as Canadians, that we stand together. And that's why I wanted to come tonight. When I heard the community is having a fundraiser for a great cause, for this Peace and Harmony Center project, I wanted to be here to say your community celebrates this fundraiser, celebrates the success you're having, and I hope you raise a lot of money tonight. I know you're going to inspire everyone to give, so I hope you give generously and support this great cause. And if I can ever be of assistance, as Mayor of Brampton, know that you have a friend willing to help, and thank you for inviting me tonight.
Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you. Thank you very much for the kind words. I'd like to call upon, thank you so much Maheen and Muad for presenting Mr. Patrick Brown with a certificate of appreciation on behalf of Peace and Harmony Center.
طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Alhamdulillah, we do have a supporter that who pledged the support to facilitate for us all the paperwork and the things that are needed from the city to get this the center established. But we need now the money to get that done. We can't have, if we don't have the money, we will not be able to have the things to be done. So inshallah, with this and without taking any further time, we are all, alhamdulillah, as I said, blessed to be able to be part of this initiative and part of this program to do something for our real life. And I want someone to inspire everybody around them and say, I would like to start this night by giving $10,000 fi sabilillah, knowing that this money, inshallah, will be reached by the hand of Allah Azza wa Jal, not the hand of the recipients, because eventually the one who receives the donation is Allah Azza wa Jal, and this money will be inshallah multiplied for you until they become, like the Prophet ﷺ indicated, the mountains of Uhud. So inshallah, I know that, mashallah, we do have pictures taking, but let's stay together inshallah so we are able to do that. And the message is not only for this side of the hall with the brothers, it's also for the sisters. Because sisters, mashallah, know what it takes and what challenges we are faced with as we're living as a community and raising our children. There are so many things that we're faced with and challenged with as we're raising our children. We can talk about this, but inshallah, I would like... What if we make it a little easier to be able to give a chance for everyone? $10,000 can be inshallah done by 2 individuals. 5,000 each can make inshallah $10,000. Let's see inshallah the first person to give $5,000 fi sabilillah. Bismillah. $5,000 fi sabilillah. وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. The Jannah is as wide as the skies and the earth. Allahu Akbar. Let's see inshallah. Takbir. Takbir. معي محسن, right? Muslim, inshallah, we will make a dua for them, his wife and him and his family, that Allah Azza will accept from them this sadaqah and make it inshallah sadaqah of rahmah and khair. Allahumma ya rabb as-samawati wal ardi wa rabb al-arsh al-azim. Allahumma ya rahman ya rahim ya malik ya quddus ya salam ya mu'min ya muhaymin ya aziz ya jabbar ya mutakabbir. Allahumma taqabbal min our brother Muhsin. Ya Allah, taqabbalha minhu. Allahumma ij'alha sadaqatan khalisatan li wajhika al-karim. Allahumma barik lahu fi zawji, barik lahu fi waladi. Allahumma ij'al abna'ahu